And let's get back to football. It's been it feels like it's been a month since we last played, but like there's literally nothing's happening for Arsenal. I'll tell you this right now. All these things that are going to be happening behind the scenes, and I don't expect anything for at least a month or two. We're going to hear a bunch of links, so many players linked to Arsenal right now. But when it comes to Scamacca, John Luca Scamacca, I don't think he's going to leave Italy. I think this is a power play. I view it as a power play. I view it as one of those things where it's like Italian players tend to stay in the Serie A. How many Italian players do we even have in the Premier League? Historically, I can only remember like 3 or 4. Like
Zola, Aquilani,
the fullback, what's his name?
Darmian. Darmian came here. Not very many.
The West Ham guy, the fullback. Was he not Italian also?
I can't remember. I'm honestly, I'm like you.
Jorginho, that's it.
Yep, Italian players in the Premier League. I'm googling it because I'm confused. Mario Balotelli. Obviously there was you had like Di Matteo, you had Di Canio, but there's not been
the Man City kid. Starts with an S. Super fast winger.
I don't remember. Yeah, that's it. I don't even remember. But yeah, there's not been very many over the years. You're absolutely right, mate. You're absolutely right. Especially not top Italian players as well. Yeah, absolutely.
And this whole thing reminds me, it smells like Vlahovic all over again. It smells like Vlahovic all over again, where it's like Arsenal Football Club need a striker. There's a player who scored 16 goals playing in Italy. And I personally think he's gonna look for a move within the Serie A, maybe to Italy, maybe to Inter, maybe to somebody else. But for now, this whole thing, I even though they're saying that there's a bid submitted and rejected, something just smells funny. It doesn't seem like, why would we do this if Gabriel Jesus is our priority? It doesn't make sense. It's a smoke screen.
But why? What do you think the smoke screen is for? Because
I think the smoke screen might be from his side, and it benefits Arsenal to show that we have other targets also. So it might be something that benefits both parties to show, you know what, we have other targets than just Jesus. And on the player side, it benefits him if other teams might be interested. This might be the thing that makes them come knocking.
Look, maybe. Look, the thing with the Gabriel Jesus situation is this: Ben Jacobs got hell from Arsenal fans on the Terrace nearly 2 weeks ago when he said that the fee is going to be in excess of 50 to 55 million for Gabriel. But the point is Gunners, Arsenal are only right now have offered about 35 to 40 million pound for him. Arsenal, this is what I'd be worried about as an Arsenal fan, is that you need players of the experience and quality of Gabriel Jesus, Yuri Tillemans. It's get the bids in, get the deals done. If you're using this Scamacca, I swear that's from somebody from Scamacca. Is it Macca or
Scamacca?
Luca Scamacca.
Scamacca, yeah, sorry.
So it's like Mecca. Remember Mecca.
Cool, him. I don't get the point of wasting time smoke screening when you just bid 55 million and get Gabriel Jesus. That would be if I'm an Arsenal fan, it would be Edu, Mikel. Stop with the game, stop with the smoke and mirrors, and just put the adequate bids in to get the players. Because not only do you want these players done and off the market so nobody else can come in and get them, but you also want these players. Do you know, it's only going to be about 3 weeks, and the players are going to return for pre-season. You want these players for the beginning of the summer.
Numerous times. We do this every year, Terry. Why are you surprised? Every year come summer, we have targets. We dilly-dally and wait until the end of the window to get stuff done. Be it because we aren't confident that we're going to get the deal done and we hold it off, or we just leave stuff till last minute and we panic. We've seen it in the January window. We panicked. We tried to get deals done. Nothing came through. We've done it before. Thomas Partey deal on the last day. Last season, we got all our players in after the preseason started. I honestly don't believe Arsenal will sign any player of major note until at least in Nations League's done.
And I get that. I mean, what's the feeling like amongst Gunners? Like, I see things on Twitter, but I'm
very pessimistic.
Very, really. But so let me ask you this question though. This isn't a dig. This is a question. So don't take it the wrong way. when you sat with me and did the 12th man, you were talking about how excited you were about the projects and the direction of the club and how things were operating. This has been my point to Arsenal fans. It now seems like the way you're operating in the transfer market, what Edu and the decision makers are doing, annoys you all. That's why I can't understand why there's so much faith in Arteta.
You
Because
want to know something?
the
To
same
me,
the same people that you're angry with for the way they run things are the people that are backing Arteta. Like that for me, it's like the blind leading the blind a little bit, if that makes sense.
to me, it seems like Arteta has more ambition in actually trying to get the team sorted and get the right players in the right positions than some of the people that are running the club do. That's what it seems like to me. And that's why a lot of people who back Arteta back him regardless of what's going on next season, get us either Europa League or get us into the top 4. And you know what? You can stick around. Or else you gotta go. I don't care that he's gotten a contract. It's boom or bust for him this season.
I understand that. Look, and I think you'll bring in Tielemans. I think you'll bring in Gabriel Jesus. As of right now, those deals look nailed on for Arsenal.
But it's not enough.
Oh, you need more than that. I mean, let me ask you about Man United. We're talking Frankie de Jong today. United look like they're doing very well in the de Jong negotiations. Darwin Núñez, we've got an update coming on that later. Ruben Neves. Do you feel like Man United are going about their summer in the right way with speed and with good ambition? Like, how do you see it as a rival?
I just think Man United, once they have big outgoings like Paul Pogba going out of the team, they were always going to bring in some big fishes. So it just makes sense to go for Frankie de Jong. He's a good player. He's already worked with the manager, and you already know what you're going to get from him. He's a quality player. This is a marquee signing right there. But the rest of the players that you're really linked to, Terry, I don't really know much about them besides Darwin Núñez, which I don't know how he's going to fit in that United team personally. But the rest, they all look good. Timber, I don't know much about Timber either, but I've heard he's shorter. He's a shorter center back. Is that true?
I don't know. I've heard he's short. I've never Googled it. Timber.
I seen people making jokes about him yesterday all over their socials. He's like 5'9" or 5'8".
No, let's just convert this meters into feet.
People, they over exaggerate stuff online.
1.79. Oh, geez, it's 5'9". Yeah, 5'9". So that is pretty. I mean, it's not short in general life. It's about average. But if for a centre back, that's pretty short. But then I swear Jules Koundé is about the same size, and I think.
Imagine him standing next to Harry Maguire. It look like his son.
Jules Koundé is a centimetre shorter. So there are, and he's kind of, but then, yeah, it's one of them ones. He is pretty short. He is pretty short for a centre back. In terms of Frankie de Jong, what's your take on there's a lot of criticism from rivals, especially to Man United, that we shouldn't go for a player who doesn't desire and dream about us.
What? From rivals or from your own fans?
Some are our own fans, but they're the pessimistic ones. But a lot of rivals, because the point I'd make is this: do you think in his heart, Gabriel Jesus, does he? If he was told by Pep today, "I'm going to play you as my main number 9 next season," do you think he'd leave City for Arsenal? If he was told he'd be the main number 9?
Am I not mistaken? Wasn't Andy Cole part of the Arsenal academy, and he was one of your best strikers? So it's like.
No, I mean, I get it. This is the point I'm kind of alluding to. A lot of players don't necessarily want to leave the clubs they're leaving. It's just the nature of football. It's a mad one to me. Even on Twitter today, people like to
look at Jamie Carragher, Liverpool legend, and he's an Everton fan.
Yeah, of course. I couldn't agree with you more. I see more and more rival fans getting rattled by the idea of.
You know what it is? I've come to the conclusion that Frankie de Jong to Arsenal would be a dream signing, but for you guys, it's realistic. It's just for us, it's not. We just don't spend the money. We don't go out and do a business like that. You guys have the financial clout to do that?
Are you concerned? Spurs look like they're going to do bits this summer. Chelsea.
I'm not worried about Spurs.
Should be. They're already better than you, bro. They're already much better than you.
I'm not worried about Spurs because
how? Why?
They can bring in Bastoni. He's probably a good center back. They can have a good center back pairing. They can do it as much as they want. But I know Spurs, when it comes to a year's time, they're gonna have issues with Conte, and he's gonna leave the same way he left every other club.
I hear that. I think is that hope though? That's what you're hoping for, isn't it? That's hope.
No. In the short term, they might be good, and they're definitely probably going to be better than us in the short term because they're in the Champions League right now, and they're going to be able to get better players. But for if you're going to look at the long term, This is not a long-term project that they have at Tottenham. This is literally to try to get the best out of Kane and Son for the short term. That's what it is.
I understand that. What about Man United, though? You finished in front of us this year. You were better than us this year. Are you starting to get that feeling of we're not going to... Because you've got the money to act. You can spend, right? You could go and buy these... you've got money to spend at Arsenal, but you're refusing to. What do you think the mood's going to be like if the Chelseas, the Spurses, and the Man Uniteds all on paper end up having better summers and and we all have... And I'm not being horrible here. I think we all have better managers than you. Does that not...
It's not about the manager for me for United. It's the fact that even Pep Guardiola and Klopp came into teams and it took them a year to get stuff sorted out. This year is going to be a whole transition year. I don't expect Man United to snap into gear and be back in the top four and be competing for stuff in a year's time. This whole year is going to be painful to watch at times, because you're going to see things that you like, but you're not going to see it up to the standard because the players aren't ready to play that. And it's going to be a transition for the manager and the players. There's a big overhaul happening at Manchester United, and it's not going to click into gear this season. It's going to take at least 2 years.
Listen, you could be right about that. I still think with the right signings this summer, United will compete for the top 4 next year. It won't be easy, but I think we'll compete. I honestly think as long as we sign the right players in the right amount of time, I don't know who drops out. It depends on if Spurs and Chelsea both get better as well, we might not make it. But Man United will accumulate in the Premier League next year. This season compared to next year, I guarantee we have nearly 20 more points.
You want to know, Terry? I think 100%. That is extremely ambitious. Because how many points did you have this season? 56?
Something like that. We'll have in and around 20. So it might be 17, it might be 20. Do you know why?
You're saying 76 points next season. That gets you top 4.
Yeah, but do you want to know? Yeah, that depends. It depends on how much Chelsea and Spurs improve by as well. But the reason that I say that's doable, if you actually go back and look at a lot of Man United results this year, there are so many games. Watford would stand out as an example. There was the Everton game. There was the Burnley game, Southampton. In that run, before we got knocked out by Atletico Madrid, where we were the better team, we just weren't putting teams to bed. We weren't maintaining our qualities. We dropped somewhere in the region under Ralph alone, somewhere about 15 points in games where you would say we were by far the better team. We had the chances. We just didn't finish our dinner. I don't think it's going to take that much to improve enough to improve the team so we can generate that many amount of points. I've already said it, and I stand by what I've said before. We've got a good to very good squad.
Was Ralph out of his depth?
No, not in my opinion.
Because he got a hat. His team.
Exactly. His first game, Austria, they bang Croatia as well. Croatia are a good team, but yeah, he wasn't out of his depth. He just went in there, and those players did not want to work for him. And I think that because he wasn't the permanent manager, they just decided to throw him under the bus very quickly as well. If the players are remaining and the new signings work hard, we will be 15 to 20 points better off next season.
I think that's so ambitious.
It's not though. It's not. You actually think about the games that we dropped points in where we were the better team. It isn't a crazy thought process to go with a better manager, with better coaching, with a better system, and with a better squad that we pick up the points in those games. We were so uncompetitive, really and truly, in a lot of the games against our fellow top 6 teams. Apart from Arsenal and Spurs, we were awful in the other games. We will be so much better. We will not get, and this isn't a dig at those clubs, we are not getting pammed 4-5 by Liverpool next season. It's not happening. That was all to do with there being no effort, no togetherness, no morale at the club. That will be improved next year.
Can you admit though? Next season won't be smooth sailing. There's definitely going to be a lot of growing pains.
Do you know what? Do you know what I can see happening? What I can see happening is this. We could, and this is a theory, it may not work in this order. We could start the season well. We could win first 7 games, 8 games, or win 6, draw 1. And it's like, oh my God, it's going so well. And then we hit like a slump where we only win 1 in 4 and we go through these up and down moments. A little bit like Pep in his first year. I can totally see that happening. I still think we'll accumulate 15, 16, 17, 18 more points next season, but there'll be up and downs as this team develops. It will take about 2 full seasons for this team to develop the fitness levels to be able to play 50-odd games a season at the pace and with the level of energy needed in a Ten Hag system. So there will be ups and there will be downs. There's no doubt about that. But there will be a vast improvement. You've got to remember, this is the worst. The last season, statistically, is the worst Manchester United team in the history of the Premier League. It's going to be better than that. I really believe it's going to be better than that.
Not league position though.
That all depends on, and I got a DM from someone the other day telling me why I'm writing everybody else off. I'm not. I think we'll fight for top 4. It all depends on how much better Spurs and Chelsea and Arsenal are. And
I feel like you're doing what you accuse other fans of doing sometimes, where it's like you're looking at your club in a whole and seeing all the possible improvements. Obviously, Tottenham are going to improve. Obviously, everyone's going to improve. I get that. But I don't think Manchester United, with Europa League, and also the fact that you're reducing your squad size to a minuscule level, is going to affect you to a certain degree.
The thing is, I'm not doing what you're accusing me of, because I've quite literally just sat here and said, we will improve. You said, do you think you'll get top 4? I said, that depends on how much better Chelsea and Spurs and Arsenal are. Yeah. So I've not done that at all. And people mishear that element. Man United will be better, much better than last season, in my opinion. Where we finish, the context is how good is everybody else going to be? That, for me, is the real big point when it comes to Man United next year. And you're right, the squad will look a little bit different. However, it'll be about the same size, because what we're going to do is about 8 to 10 will leave. We're going to sign about 5, and we're going to promote 3 or 4 new academy players. The squad will be in and around the same size. It will. Like that's not even a big thing in my opinion. What I do think, it's going to be a very, very, very exciting season indeed. There's no doubt about it. Gal, my brother, thank you for coming on this morning and having your say. I really appreciate it, bro. Top man. Thank you.